You can spend hours as an analyst or an investor putting together a comprehensive analysis on a stock. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take hours worth of work and reduce it into just minutes. We're going to use a workflow with GPT-5 to produce a comprehensive analysis on any stock in any industry and a final report that's accurate, thorough, and ready for professional use. My name's Aaron Dunn. I was an equity analyst for over 20 years. And I have 10 years of experience creating AI applications for finance. I know what it's like to be buried in data. And today I help professionals and investors integrate AI so they can produce smarter, faster, and better research. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what is really probably the most core function in equity research. And that's just getting a general overview of the financial performance, opportunities, and risks in an individual stock. This is not a comprehensive full report. Really what we want is a snapshot. What this snapshot provides is a quick summary of a company with information that will inform our decision of whether or not we want to continue with deeper research. By the end of this video, you're going to have a specific workflow and template that you can then apply to any company in the future. And this is the workflow we'll be following for this task. Each one of these steps is a prompt that I've already written, and it covers one aspect of research on this company. So we'll start with the description of the business model. From there, we'll get a summary of the recent financials, and then look at the growth opportunities, the risks, the valuation. And then finally, for prompt number 6, what we're doing is we're taking all of the research that we generate from the previous prompts and we're synthesizing it into our investment memo or snapshot. So one thing I want to do before we get started here is I just want to take a look at these prompts that I put together and discuss some of the similarities in terms of just general best practices specifically for investment research. Up here at the top, this is our summary of recent financials. I'm providing it with a persona to act as a senior equity research analyst. This primes it for that type of a task. And then I'm going to provide it with a task, which is to extract the recent financial and operating performance. Now, very important here, I'm restricting the AI to very specific sources of information. In this case, I only want the AI to use primary sources from the company. This is going to include the financial reports, 10K, 10Q, conference call transcripts, presentations. The reason why this is important, particularly for finance, is that if I don't take control of this aspect of the research, it can go to any source of information, regardless of whether it's credible or not, get data, and then inject that into my workflow, which is not what I want. I don't want it getting financial information from third-party sites. I want primary sources of information. And then finally, down here at the bottom, I'm also providing guidance with respect to how I want the output formatted and also the style and tone. And now I'm in my ChatGPT window. I'm just going to paste in that initial prompt, and the company that we're going to be doing research on in this example is Palo Alto Networks. I'll submit this, and ChatGPT is going to go to work. It took about 45 seconds for this task to complete. And here we have our overview, which is what we were looking for, just a basic description of the company, how it makes money. We can see here 80% subscriptions, their customers, their competitive position, including being a market leader in network security. And if we have further questions, we can continue to dive deeper and ask for more information. And now I'll go back to our workflow and I will get the second prompt for summarizing the recent financials. And I'll submit this to ChatGPT. Important to note here is that GPT-5 on ChatGPT is an agentic system. So what does that mean for us? Well, first of all, it means that ChatGPT has access to tools like web search. It also means that as an agent system, ChatGPT is able to break this problem down into smaller components and then handle them step by step, one at a time, also iterating and reviewing its own work. So every time you see ChatGPT reason and then run search queries, it's essentially tackling one small part of this problem. And we can see as we go through here, there's quite a few loops that ChatGPT is undertaking in order to come up with a solution. And here we can see we got a quick bullet summary of the most recent quarter, the most recent fiscal year, and then a description of what the various drivers were in the performance. I'm going to run through prompts 3, 4, and 5 quickly. If you want to get access to these prompt templates, I'll leave my LinkedIn URL in the description. Connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message, and I'm happy to provide these templates to you. So now with all this complete, we have a significant collection of research on the company. And this is research from multiple different credible sources that we're able to check and make sure that it's getting the proper source data and bringing it in. It covers many of the key factors that an analyst or investor would look at. Your exact research workflow may not look like this, but the idea is that you can take these templates, you can customize it for yourself through testing and ensure that it's working for your individual use case. The way that all of this research is also grounded in source data, it's really easy to do an evaluation. What we have here are a lot of notes, a lot of really great information, and now we want to synthesize it. We want to put it all together into one investment report, memo, or snapshot, whatever you want to call it. In order to do this, we are going to use this final prompt. Essentially what this prompt is going to do is it's going to take all of the most important information that we've uncovered in our research and it's going to condense it together into one report. And here we have our investment snapshot on the company containing all of the key information that we need in order to get a good understanding of the business, what it's doing, and what the opportunity is. This is a report that can be read in a couple of minutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run one final prompt, and that's going to be this prompt down here. This is our all-in-one prompt. So all of the different aspects of research that we conducted with those separate prompts, we're going to add into this one single prompt. Essentially, this is going to be our one prompt, one click, 5-minute stock analysis. I've cleared out our old conversation. I'm going to add our all-in-one prompt and we can test this on a new company. Why don't we test it on NVIDIA? I've submitted this and we can watch ChatGPT get to work. Okay, and ChatGPT finished this task in just under 5 minutes. I'm just going to take you on a very quick tour of all of the work that ChatGPT did in order to create this report for us. So we can see that it used its web search tool many times in order to get the information we needed from credible sources as we indicated. And there were quite a few loops that ChatGPT went through in order to break this problem down and solve each individual component. Here we can see ChatGPT using its Python tool. It's able to write Python code and execute it in order to do complex math calculations. And this produces much more reliable results. There is a substantial amount of data retrieval, analysis, and calculation. Now we have our investment snapshot, which we asked for. It has the main components we were looking for, breaking down the company's business, recent financial performance, drivers of financial performance, outlook and growth opportunities, valuation, risks, and then our mini summary. And it's very easy to validate this data and check it because we have the source data right here. And we can see that these are all primary sources from the company. Overall, I would say that this is an extremely useful mini report for an analyst or investor to get a good sense of what a company is doing and what the opportunity or the risk is. And we're able to do this with a single prompt. Great. You now have a repeatable workflow and templates that you can use to get a comprehensive and accurate overview and snapshot of any company in less than 5 minutes. This is a very powerful tool to have at your disposal. And it really demonstrates how generative AI allows you to offload the time-intensive and menial tasks of data collection, summarization, and synthesis so that you can focus on interpretation and decision-making. And this is what's going to allow you to bring your research to a whole new level. You can just follow my workflow exactly, but where generative AI is truly powerful is with the personalization. So you're able to take these templates, you can modify them for your own use cases, and you can create your own fully customized workflow that's designed just for you. This is really the power of generative AI, is the hyper-personalization. You can focus on different areas of research, you can create reports that have different styles, different formatting. I look forward to diving into some of these other topics in the near future. If you're interested in getting those prompt templates from me, I'll leave my LinkedIn URL in the description. Just send me a connection request and a message, and I'm happy to provide those prompt templates to you. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will see you next time.